Hey guys, I'm HP and this is Dr. Pink, and me and Dr. Pink are gonna help you through the real jazz chords. That's a complicated topic which might blow your brain to the ceiling or wherever, because it's really a brainer at the beginning, but there's no way to find a shortcut or an easy way. You need to understand this thing, and I try to explain it as easy as possible in the tutorial. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, and also become a member of the HPCrazy Guitar Academy, because there you can ask questions. If you have any questions, you probably have, and you can also download the theory file about this lesson for free if you're a member. So let's get started. What are the real jazz chords? These ones, you know. Stuff like that. So, you probably already heard it. It's not just normal chords like, you know. There's a lot of more behind it, and there's a theory behind it, and that's the one which might blow your brain into pieces, but I start step by step. Therefore, I go to the close view to try to explain you how the thing works. To understand jazz chords or chords in general, you need to understand the derivation where chords are coming from, you know. As an example, we are on the key of G, and this is the G major. This is the G major scale. That's why we're in the key of G. And then the chord here, which is created, you have the steps. Each note is a step. Step one, then you create a chord by stacking up triads. So if you have G major, we have the root note. We count through 1, 2. You really need to know the modes by heart, you know. The modes as a sum of intervals. And I'm just going to show you the 7 main modes, but there are other modes, but there's the same system. We just keep it on the 7 modes, because the rest you can find out yourself. And you're going to have enough to do to understand with the 7 modes here. So we have the scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. These are the intervals. Root note, second, I call that Sekunde, I know the German word, triad, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7, 1. The chord is built by stacking triads. We have the 1, 3, 5, 7. This, if you play these notes, let's do this here. These are these 4 notes in a row, creates you a major 7 chord, okay? And you can shift this 1, 3, 5, 7, but this is called a 1, 3, 5, 7 voicing, okay? Because it's the row of the notes. But if you play down here, as an example, this is a 1, this is the 7, this is a 3, this is a 5, this is a 1, 7, 3, 5 voicing, okay? If you play G major here, this is a 1, 5, 7, 3 voicing, okay? Or here, or this voicing here is a 1, 5, 7, 3 voicing. That's the way chords are. You have 4 notes, okay? Now, the scale had 7 notes. What is with the missing 3 notes? These 3 notes are called the options, additional notes. And you count them like this. So we have 1, 3, you again do the stacking of triads, 1, 3, 5, 7, and instead of 2 we have 9, 11, and 13. Now, if you want to make a chord, you can select, first option will be 9. How do we grab this now here? That's now the hard part. Okay, let me see, and try to find a version which works. On the piano it's really simple. You have just play these notes like this in one row, you know. And then the next will be here. That will be this one here. But this is not possible on the guitar, okay? And now comes the hard part. You can, if you want to play the real jazz chords on guitar, you can take away 2 notes. You can take away the root. Why? Because if you have a bass player, the root is not necessary. And the root is not the definitional note of a chord, because if you have a G major chord, a G minor chord, or a G7 chord, or G minor 7 flat 5 chord, the root note is the same for everybody, so that one doesn't have to be played because it doesn't define the chord, okay? The 5th as well, because you have the 5th on the major 7 chord, on the minor 7 chord, and on the dominant 7 chord, so you can skip the root note and the 5th. The remaining 2 notes, the 2 and the 3 and the 7, are called guide tone line, the guide tones. These will be these 2 here, 3, 5. So now it's easy to grab the 9 because we have the guide tones 3, 7, and here the 9. And if I add the root note, this creates you a major 9 chord, okay? You can also add the other options. Let's do it like this. Here we have the 7, here we have the 3, then the 11. That's the hard part now. Not all options work. Those who sound strange, there are 3 rules, but it's probably too hard to find out, to keep that in mind for you. Those who sound strange, you just can skip them, okay? So on the Dorian, the 11 doesn't work. It's a forbidden note. You'll find it in the theory file on my website. There are displayed all modes, and they are displayed, the forbidden notes are marked as red. There you really find them if you want to know after a certain while you need to know them by heart, you know. Okay, so the 11 is not played, but the 13 that would, and now we want to have the 9 and the 13, so we stack this like this. So this is a G major 9/13. Play the bass note. Now you hear it, how it sounds. Okay. You can play on the guitar max 2 options, because from the instrument it's not possible to make more. The method is to make guide tones and then add the options. Okay, so that will be on the first step. Ionian, we have the available options is 9 and 13. 11 is a forbidden option. Sorry. Now we go to the second step, Dorian. Here we have 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, and so on. Now this creates us a minor 7 chord. And now we can play the available options, or 9 and 11, and the 13 is a forbidden note. For some genres you can use it, but because the 6 and the flat 3 creates a tritone, and that somehow pulls away the sound to another chord. but you sometimes can use it if you want, but it's a forbidden note. So you have available options 9, 11. So now we do the same thing again. Here we have the 7, flat 3. Where's the 11? Here. Here's the 11. Sounds nice. Or if you want to have a 9, this is the 9. And this is the bass note. So together with 11, that's a bit hard to do. Yeah, it's possible. I never did that before. Sounds cool. Wow. I have to take this into my repertoire. It's really great. It was really hard to grab. Yeah, so 9, 11 are possible options. But as I said, you don't need to make the small chords like the 11 can be like this. Or the minor 9 can be like this. You know, it's not necessary that you avoid the root note, but it's a way of building chords just playing guide tones. So the 3rd and the 7th plus options, and that's cool. You can also play only guide tones. That's also works also. Okay, now we go to the 3rd step. Available options. Here we have a flat 9, doesn't work because it's half step away from a chord note. Any option which is half step away from a chord note doesn't work. So flat 9 doesn't work, 11 works, and flat 6 also doesn't work on a minor chord half step away. Okay, so we have a minor 11. Same method, or like this. Next one will be Lydian. The mode is 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Now available options here are all. We have 9, sharp 11, and 13. Sorry. 3 options are not, you cannot grab them on guitar. But you can play like that would be a sharp 11, major sharp 11, or you skip the bass note, or you can do, it's really hard, you can do the 913. Yeah. As I said, this tutorial will blow away your brain, because it's a lot of brain work here to find out the stuff and to find it on the fretboard, you know. And you will not make it in a week. It's a method, and you start with it and you start to get into it. Let's finish the row now. We go to the next one. We mix Lydian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. Okay? Now we have options. As I said, half step from a chord note away, we have 9. 11 doesn't work because it's half step from a chord note, and 13. So that leads us to D913. This is the 7, this is the 3, this is the 13, and here's the 9. Sounds nice like this. And with the bass. Next one is E minor. We have 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1. So options are 9, 11, flat 13 doesn't work because half step away from a chord note. So 9 and 11. Same as on Dorian. I don't show this again. Okay. And last but not least, we have Locrian. I played down here. It's easier to see. We have 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1. Flat 2 doesn't work, half step from a chord note. 11 works. flat 6, yeah. There's no rule for that, but it sounds like you know. Doesn't really. So here you can play. How do you do this? I never did that. On piano I did that a lot with the 11. Let me see. Oh yeah, on the chord here is a minor 7 flat 5. So you cannot, when you play guide tones, there are 3 notes because the flat 5 is part of the chord. So that will be flat 7, flat 3, flat 5. And if you want to add an option, that's going to be hard now. Let me see here. Like this. Yeah, it works, but it's a bit creepy. Yeah, on piano it works better, but there are tricks to highlight options which are hard to grab on guitar, but that's another method. That's a more advanced method when you start to work with upper structures, triads and stuff like that. Upper structure triads is like when we go back to Ionian, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So the options themselves build a triad. In this case, an A minor. So if you want to highlight the options, you can play a bass note at G and play an A minor above G. That would sound like this. And sound nice. In this case, it sounds nice. But I'm going to talk about this another day because I think your brain is already full. So I make a summary. You need to know the 7 modes by heart, the intervals. Then you need to know the options by heart of each of the 7 steps. And you need to know which options are allowed and which are not allowed. And if it's hard for you to find out, you go to the HPCrazy Guitar Academy, download the free file which comes along with this lesson, and there you can really there's also the whole theory bit on that working sheet. The whole theory of modes and the options is a sub-chapter of this, but it's really an important sub-chapter because that makes the cool chords, you know. Okay, so I really know this stuff. Yeah, guys, that was now learning the real jazz chords. I know, guys, you probably have a lot of questions. I will not answer them here, please, because it's a really complicated topic. If you have questions, please make a free member account in my HPCrazy Guitar Academy and ask there. If you don't have any questions, it's fine. I really try to explain it as good as possible, and it's really a brainer. There is no shortcut. You need to know this stuff by heart and try it out on the fretboard, understand. The chords is stacking up triads from a mode. The mode contains 7 notes, so 4 notes of the mode go away for the chord, for the 7th chord. The remaining 3 notes are the options. Some of them are, you can use them in the chords, other ones are not allowed. Well, some guys do it because breaking the rules makes you, shows that you know the rules. But as a weird effect, you can do that, but that would be now more the advanced thing, you know. You first need to know the rules before you can break the rules, okay? So, learn the options, try to figure out on the fretboard through the scale by reducing, sorry, I did sports before that. Did it pressed a bit too hard. By reducing the chord to the guide tones, which are the 3rd and the 7th. On the minor 7 flat 5, there are 3 notes, the 3rd, the flat 5, and the flat 7. So these are the guide tones on that one, and the other ones is the third and the seventh, plus the options. Maximum 2 are possible to grab. If you want to have all 3 options included, then you work with upper structure triads. That only works on modes which all 3 options are available. Like on Lydian, you have there all 3 are available. It's the only one, yeah. And if you want to break the rules, sometimes it also works on the other modes as an effect, but not as a stable chord. Yo, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial here. If you did, please subscribe to my channel and tell all your jazz friends about my channel, because there's more cool jazz stuff to come. I know jazz is a lot of theory and it's really hard for many of you. I've seen many break about about theory, and it's like it's a process. You start to think about it, and at the beginning it's really hard. You need to calculate and check out stuff, and then suddenly you have your epiphany moment, and then, whoa, wow, it's so easy. And it is easy. It's like riding a bike. But if you cannot ride the bike, you will fall every time you try till you manage to ride the bike. That's how jazz is. Once you can ride the bike, it's easy as riding a bike. But before, it's like, oh, man, you need the additional wheels beside. And the additional wheels is me and Dr.Pink, which help you. Yeah, guys. As I said, if you have any questions, please register at my HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Ask there. Open. You can also, if you have other questions, you can also open a topic and ask there, stuff like that. Good. Me and Dr. Pink are saying goodbye for today, and playing a few chords for you guys. Yeah.